right, everyone, we are getting ready for the final Airbrush step-by-step part 6 Look Up Down and Dirty Tricks video. So let's get right into it. What's happening, everyone? Scott McKay here, Airbrush Down and Dirty Tricks, Thursday night's live feed. We are getting ready to do the skull of the Look Up skull from my Pack of Skulls series. We've worked on 5 other videos so far, and this is the 6th and final one. So, got everyone in here tonight. Started a little early, gave you a little slideshow just while things are kicking off and making sure everything's working. So before I get really going, let's see what we got. Let's do some business. We have a poll up. If you want to answer that poll, what we're going to do next week. Put up 4 different options there that might be kind of cool to work on, so definitely take a chance on that. Also, from now until Sunday evening at midnight, all downloads at mckayfineart.com, which is my e-store, is 30% off. Use code DNDT live at checkout, and all downloads 30% off. There's a link in the posting, and we'll post it up periodically. So, let's see what we're painting today. Let's see who we got in here. Let's see who we got. We got Jesus. Jesus, I mean.
Do you want me to post the code and pin it?
Yeah, Kaylee's going to post that. There. She's going to post that code and pin it up there. We got Mike Gillette. We got Tony as Airbrush. How's it going, man? We have Alexis. JJ Customs. And just lost chat. Love that. Love that.
Oh, that happens sometimes. It's really annoying.
There we go. There we go. What else we got in here? Mean Morgan. We've got 32 people in here tonight. We got Warlock 4326. Scott Voss is in the house. Mr. Leahy. Mr. Leahy is in the house. Michelle. Michelle, how's it going? You haven't been in a while. Or I missed you last time. Hope all is well. Max Thrasher. We got Spirit Air Customs. Who do we got over on Facebook? We got Flex Flare. Herrera. What else we got here? I hate the way the chat works on Facebook, but all you guys on Facebook, the 70 of you right now, click that link in the description. Kaylee will put one in the. She'll pin it. And get over to the YouTube side, you'll get all the videos, which are much, much clearer. So, let's see what we're painting tonight. I gotta bring up the reference image here. Oops, that is not the reference image. That is a reference image. So that is a skull we're gonna be doing, that guy right here. And I've already actually done a quick kind of sample of what we're gonna be doing. Not a finished one, but I wanted to kind of get a bearings of it. So this is basically what we're going to be doing tonight. But I'm going to refine a lot more. I'm going to make the glass a lot better looking. I didn't quite finish it, but I got to where I needed to just to make sure I was on the same page before I got it. So let's get into it. And yep. Oh, so let's go and switch in. Secondary camera on. So this is what we got, guys. This is the panel. This is what we've done so far. Let me actually, I'm going to zoom out here on a wide shot. Let me go on the wide shot here. So this is the whole panel we got now. All 5 images are done. We have the center one here we're going to be doing. Got the reference skull. And this is the final one, so this will be auctioned off this evening. So whoever bids on this, I do have a reserve in my head. I will let you know when it's pulled off as far as the panel. And then I got a second reserve if it goes above that. I will include all 6 of the stencils that were used for this how-to. Each one, these stencils are only used once. They were opened brand new for this video series, so we are going to get going on that. We have all of them here. So we had Old Yeller, we had Side Look, we had Head Down, Say What, and Say Ah. So these are all the ones used on this. They're only used once and they're going to be ready to go tonight as well. So let's see what else we got going on here. Who do we have?
Uncle John's here.
Uncle John's here, my brother John. How's it going? Oh, we got Kaylee in the house as well. She's working the cameras and everything and getting everything going. Where do I get Paco Skullz? They're available anywhere that Iwata and Art Tool products are sold. So, Coast Airbrush. If you're in Canada, you can go to Maple Art Supply. You can actually get them on Amazon. Amazon's marketing, whoever's selling them on Amazon's marketing them up quite a bit. Coast Airbrush is my first go-to. If you're in Canada, go to Maple. And there's a whole bunch of other places. Basically, anywhere that sells Iwata products. And there is actually a link in the description that you can actually go to a store finder, like a dealer near you. You can actually order them from Michael's and Hobby Lobby too if you want, because they carry Iwata products.
Let's see what John said.
What did John say? His older, handsomer brother. Yeah. Sure. John McKay, are you the taller one? He's slightly taller. We're almost equal. He's a hair taller than me. Todd.
2 inches?
Yeah, John's a little taller than me, maybe an inch or two, and Todd's the tallest one. Todd's got four, maybe a little bit more on me.
Is Connor taller than Todd now?
Yeah, not taller, but he's close. All right, and as always, we have to thank our sponsors and affiliates who we use. First of all, Fisheye Filter. Got to keep your paint and your air dry, so definitely use fisheye filters for that. From your compressors or your airbrushes, you get the minnow and the regular one. And those are not for camera lenses, as we discussed last week. My daughter and some other people thought fisheye filter was for cameras, and they're not for cameras. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. And then all our affiliates and who we like to use, we obviously have Iwata, Createx Colors, FBS, Coast Airbrush, and the Visionaire system. The Visionaire system is what I'm using here, which is the independent workstation, I believe it's called. Probably one of the best things I bought, super affordable, solid as hell. Like, I could really hammer on this thing and not move it, so it's a great product. And with the house cleaning out of the way, let's get back to here, reference image. All right, so this is what we got going on here. We got that, like I said, we're going to be doing something like this, okay? I didn't quite finish this. This is probably about halfway detailed. I was hoping to finish the whole thing so I have a perfect one, but I'd rather work it with you guys live and go through it. There's a few things I wanted to try out to see if I liked. There's a few things I didn't like, but it was good enough to show you kind of a bear how I'm going to get the glass look, but I'm going to make it a little bit more transparent. It's got a little too heavy, but I'll still finish this up, and maybe we'll make this available as well. Who else we got here? Pickles the Carney. Pickles hasn't been in a while, has he? Nope. Steven Butkus has already put in a bid.
Wow, that's...
Thank you, Steve. We'll get that thing kicking and going. And let's see, we got John Johnson just popped in. Your first live. Well, welcome, man. Welcome to the first live. It's going to be a really good one. This is, like I said, this is the final one of the 6-part series. We've done these 5. I'm going to do this one tonight. That's going to be the last one of this series, and someone's going to get this panel and take it home. All right. So, before we get started, anyone got any questions? Anything? I'm glad Kaylee's here to help out. No offense, God. No, it makes it a lot easier because I can do everything to my left, but I have to take my eyes off painting and jumble things, and it gets really, it's a lot to manage for one person. So having Kaylee in the driver's seat definitely helps. Definitely helps. All right, so before we get started, what I did is obviously I don't want to get paint on these guys here. Definitely don't want to do that because getting paint on these, yeah, ruin those, but we don't want to do that. A little paper cutout here, make a little paper shield. We will take our FBS gold. I'm just gonna seal this up. And guys, don't forget about that poll that's there. That's for next week. And the other thing that's there, Kaylee put it up for Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks up top. Says use code DNDT Live. That is for McKayFineArt.com. So, and there's a longer link Kaylee can put up, which is the actual link to the discount. That brings you to the store, all digital downloads.
Do you want me to pin that one instead?
Yeah. All digital downloads from now until Sunday in celebration of finishing this 6-part panel series. Every download in the house is 30% off. All the digital downloads. None of the prints are. Just all the downloads. So the downloads, that's all the vectors from past how-tos that are available. That's some of the vector clip art, like the Black Widow piece, the dragon, the dozen roses, the American flag. A lot more stuff coming. So definitely get that discount. All right, what do we got here? What do we got? We voted for Marvel. Cool. Yep, Koi's awesome. Yep.
Are we gonna do a second poll for Marvel or Star Wars to figure out which is what?
Now I'm gonna decide that. So it'll be Marvel or Star Wars, and I'm gonna decide what I do that night, I think. Oh, also in celebration.
I may try to influence you a bit on what, depending on which you choose.
With that, celebrating tonight with a 17-year-old Japanese whiskey. This is some really good stuff, and cheers to everyone, and let's get painting. All right. The new Spider-Man, I've decided for you. Nice. All right, so let's get this going. You know what? I want to move this guy up a little bit. I want to have more room on the glass.
Steve said I'm gonna get the downloads and come over and have you cut them out.
And get the down. What?
Steve said I'm gonna get the downloads and come over.
Cool. Tell you what, Steve. You buy all the downloads. You're more than welcome to come here and cut them with my plotter. More than welcome. All right. So, like last week, I'm gonna use Gerald Mendez's texture effects. I want to have it like really dark down here, and then we'll get up to, a little lighter in texture up here and kind of do a gradation. So let's start. We'll hit this guy. We'll do that gradation just like that. I don't love having like just a solid black background. So I want to do this, get a little texture in there, and I think it's going to help with that broken glass feel, especially up here. It'll just look like that shattered kind of look. But up down here, I'm going to make it really dark, because I'm going to use a lot of white to make that shattered glass pull off. So we've got to have contrast. It's just like when we do realistic fire and things like that. If you don't have contrast, the effect doesn't really work as good. Especially when you're going for like a more stylized feel like I'm doing here. Yeah, we got to pull that contrast up and down.
So maybe do a quick video making glue texture stencils.
Yeah,
that would.
Yeah, I should do a video on that. I definitely should do a video on that. I'll put that on the list at some point.
A lot.
Yeah, because I love my glue templates. I've used them a bunch of times on this, and I'll definitely show how that's done. I did make a quick video tonight how I make my strainer, my paint strainer. I'll put that up this week as well. It'll be just a short video on how I make my paint strainers. So I'll put that up. For paint, what I'm using Createx colors. Right now I'm using Illustration Black. I've kept this pretty much straight. I added a little 40-50 to make it stickier, obviously, for this background. And then maybe 5-10% reducer just for some flow, but that's about it. I didn't want to use the Illustration Opaques because they are a little too strong. I know on camera this probably looks really black, but you can see a lot through here. So let's see if the above cam shows that a little more. Where's larger? No, not really. I'd love to see a feed on making glue templates. Okay, yeah, I'll make that happen. I don't know if I'll do a feed. Can't really do a feed on it. But I will do a video on it because it takes quite a while for things to dry and things like that. So we'll set up some actual videos and record it. All right. So then, as always, if you look at the skull reference on the left side of the screen, you'll notice, the
200.
Yep, max rasher's at 200. That is awesome. Thank you very much for that. I much appreciate it. And then we'll also, we'll finish this up. We'll take bids on this little guy at some point as well as maybe the second place. Or, not second place, but if someone wants this, we'll get this one pretty cheap.
Do you think Steven's at 225?
Yes, thank you, Steve. You might not like it. This might suck when it's done, so, just giving you a heads up. Okay, so I used black there, and then what I've done is I've made my secondary black, because just like last video, I always do two. This one is the same black, but I've added a little bit of purple, of illustration purple, and then I've done maybe 20-30% 4004 transparent base to make this more of a shading color. Okay, and then I use the reducer. So if you notice if you notice up here, I can do nice shading colors. I can go 3 or 4 passes before it gets black. Whereas this one is black one hit. Okay, that's the difference. That's why I do it like this. First color is this. That's for my fills, and then my shader is thinner. Tattoo artists do the same thing, especially black and white. I have many different versions for different washes and different things, and I started kind of emulating that. So, just like in the skull reference, you can see where it's really dark up inside the eye, up inside here, but it fades out in transition because eyes are not holes. Okay? Eyes are not holes. They are
sockets.
They are sockets.
They have a back.
How do I like the Takumi? So, I love it. As far as, there's really no difference in how it atomizes sprays from the old generation SB to the Takumi. It's the same fluid head. It atomizes just the same. I love the trigger a lot more. I love the square triggers. I love the gravity cup, which is taller, so it actually takes less force to get the paint down. And I like that it's shorter from here to there. So it definitely helps. All right, let's get in here. Now remember, I don't put a lot in here. Oh, it makes a fun noise. So, see, I'm just shading it in there. I'm not trying to bury it because I don't want it. I don't want to get this heavy line, all this heavy line. They're just there for reference. So I just kind of blend those in, and I do it heavy here and there. But see, just that little bit, and then when I pull the shading off, when I pull the temple back, you can see it's got enough delineation there. I actually did a little too much up here, but I'm going to work that out. I usually don't put much up here. And same thing with the other eye. I'm going to do the nose. And then I'm going to come up to this side. I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to leave it lighter here because you can see by that photo reference, it's lighter inside because you have the septum coming right up the middle. Okay, so you don't want to have it like all black. Again, it's not a hole, it's a socket. Or canal or passage, nasal passage. Same thing here. I'm just shading. I'm not just blowing color in, okay? And that's a mistake I see a lot of people make with stencils. They just automatically blow color, like heavy. They blow it in super heavy, and then it doesn't. They blow it in so heavy that they can't go anywhere because it's so black, it's so oversaturated, they can't shade it anymore. It's just a bunch of holes. Someone just asked a question here.
Bidding standard for the whole panel. Yes.
Yes, the bidding is for this whole panel. If someone would like to do bidding for the small panel, we can start that guy at $50 and go from there on the small single skull. But this bidding for tonight is for this whole panel, and those who are bidding, remember this is about 11 to 12 hours of work and video has been in this, and you're getting all of it, and if we hit a threshold, you're going to get that and the stencils themselves, which stencils themselves, that's about $70. So, and they're the ones I used. Alright, so back to it. So now, look at the photo reference under here, the cheekbone. See where that drop shadow is? The shadow is not right against the bone. It's floating down because it's a hole. You know, it actually goes away from the skull. If you look at a smaller skull, like this, you can see that, you know, you can see through those, okay? So when it casts a shadow, see that? It casts a shadow right under. That's kind of what we're doing here. You're kind of doing this angle, almost this angle is what we're doing. So you can see right through it. Okay, that's what we're doing. Kelly O'Bear, how's it going, sir? Thank you for coming in. Blah, blah, blah. So are you saying you won't let it go for $3,000? No, it's not going to. That'd be nice if it got there, but I don't expect that. But it's just something to keep in mind, that it's not just a single painting. This is 6 live feeds. And it's the only time I'm going to do it like this, so it's one and done. Okay. Alright, so let's get in here. Get everything rocking and rolling. Save that in. And because, whoops, this paint's been sitting a little bit, I will do. Thank you, Chaotic Concepts.
Thank you. Oh, that's not how you spell it.
I think. There we go. Just wasn't spraying exactly the way I want it. From, you know, you talk too much, sometimes a little paint gets dry on the tip and kind of just messes with it. So remember, this isn't a hole either. This skull and bone texture background, so just doing little bits. Now the other thing that happens, and this happens a lot, and most people don't realize this, especially with gravity feed brushes. If your paint's stalling and it's not really spraying, like when you first pull that trigger, a lot of times it's the vent hole up here is plugged. And if that's plugged, it won't let air in to the bowl, and it won't transition down right. And you definitely notice the difference when it's not working right. Oh no. Oh no, we got a Canadian here, so now they're doing the hoser. If you start to
Howdy? Is it like Canadian howdy?
No. So Kelly, so the term hoser, which I remember from Stranger Brew as a kid learning that first term, what is the actual meaning these days behind it? Because who knows if shit's changed, and we might be saying something.
That's
What's a hoser or hoser okay means? Oh, hello, honey.
oh, honey.
Which side feed airbrush is that? So this is the SB Micron, Jeff. Jeff's over on Facebook. So this is the regular one, and then I have the Takumi here as well. So.
Someone asked, what do you recommend for clear coat and polish after airbrushing your panel?
So
I for snowboards, and do I scuff them before I airbrush them?
Yeah, so you definitely scuff before you airbrush. I usually scuff and base coat or color coat something, and then do all my artwork. Sometimes I pre-clear in between. And I use House of Color, either the UC21 clear, or I use the USCO1, which is their show clear. And I definitely recommend it on snowboards. The USCO1 is so flexible, and the way it lays down like glass, it's really, really good. This other stuff you can use. That's just what I've used.
Oh, hoser means drink.
What?
Hoser means drink.
Okay.
Like, not like, drink like the action, not the noun.
Yes. Okay, do some shading in there. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Scott, dog designer from Costa Rica. Thanks, Mario, for popping in. Appreciate it. Definitely click on that link, sir, and you can get over to the YouTube side. And that is where all the good camera feed is and all the high-quality images. For polish, I use the Rupus polishing system. I use their equipment, their machines, their compounds, but I also like CSI. CSI is another awesome brand to use. So those are my two go-tos. Yeah, that noise is fun, isn't it? Okay.
It sounds like a dying goose.
Doesn't like a dying goose. A dying goose. Oh my God, can't talk tonight.
Me neither. You're good. I can never talk.
So when you do it inside here, inside the mouth, so you look inside that photo reference, you can really see there's a lot of detail. There's a lot inside going on, and we want to emulate that. So again, we're not just going to blow a big black hole in there. We're going to do the palette and kind of do some rat tail strokes with it like this. And do it darker up here, and that's going to kind of create that shadow under the teeth. Come all the way back to here like this. You know, it can be really dark behind the back tooth, the back molars. And then I'm just doing strokes. And then from these couple teeth, I'm just coming up from there. And that's going to help establish that palette. Would polish a needle? No, I polish needles quite a bit. Actually, after I clean them, I usually run them through and give them a little metal polish. Tip dry is sometimes unavoidable. It depends. It's really actually hot up here tonight.
It really is. It's like cold in the stairwell, but hot in the up here.
So I think we got all the lighting and everything, and it's been on all day. It just became really, really hot. So definitely getting a little tip dry, which is fine. I mean, it happens with. I don't care what paint you use. You're gonna get a little bit of it. Okay, just hitting that. So notice I'm not putting a lot of heavy shading here. I'm not putting a lot of heavy, just little bits. You know, just. You can see I didn't just blast it. And by doing that, I ended up with some nice registration and some nice delineation without oversaturating everything. It leaves me room to change things and control freehand. And if I want to change this into something else, it's really easy to do it. It's really easy to like add different details because I'm not committed to every line that's in here. Okay, and on these little guys, like where they separate the teeth, don't overdo those either. Just a little bit. Because you can always put the stencil back and add more. But once it's all the way black, you can't take it away. It's very hard. And here we go. Alright, so that's all I really do here. I don't do a ton. I just kind of keep it simple. And so as you can see, you know, what this represents the piece of the skull, like right there, where it just helps to kind of shade. I did this paint a while ago and let it sit for a couple hours before I did it. So I think I might be thickening up just a hair because it's just hot in here. We'll get it worked out. And I got another black I mixed up. And the other black I mixed up is a candy black. Which I'm going to use that.
Candy is more transparent. It's like a
candy.
glaze.
Yeah, candy is translucent, meaning it'll never go 100% opaque. It'll never cover 100%. It'll always be see-through. Was late to plow in the driveway. Yeah, we haven't got much snow up here lately, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be a jinx.
We're gonna get it, but okay.
Every time someone says that, it snows really bad.
Right. So, okay, everything's working good. Okay, I'm going to do these teeth now. So what I do is I come from the sockets and I come up from these guys and I do little soft dagger strokes. See that? And that automatically starts creating the two socket. Merges with the nose. And already starts to set that up. That's kind of the money right there. Once you get it flowing right, you can do that. Like, as soon as my brush is flowing right, I go in and make sure I get this done. Whether it's the beginning or not. And then I can go in, I can just round off the tips with these little dagger strokes. See that? Coming down. And I just get that done. Get it out of the way. I don't like to save it for the end. I like to get the teeth done pretty much as soon as I'm comfortable. So to separate the teeth, if you don't want to use a stencil, and you could pull out, like, we're going to be using my Pocket Graphics guys here for like the shattered glass and things. But like if you're not comfortable, you could do something like this. So if you want to use a shield, you could go into each tooth and you could like just take this little guy. I always like this guy.
Wherever Mike is, it was 72 degrees today.
And you could just shade each tooth separately and just kind of come in and just come up from the bottom and do that separation. See that little separation? I'll do another one right here. See that? You're just getting that separation. So just if you're not comfortable freehanding it, just take a stencil and go to one side and consider your light source and just do all the separation. See how quick that is? Super easy. That's one of the things I created these for, was being able to go in and just doing things like that really quick and easy. Down and dirty, one wouldn't say. And see? Just that little bit of separation is all it took. And I'm spraying on the stencil, letting the overspray get there. And now all those teeth are separated without a ton of stress and work. See that? Nice and easy. -4 Celsius here in Massachusetts, 24 Fahrenheit. Yep.
Yep. That's about right.
So that's where these come in really handy, especially with stuff like that. Like we'll use them when we highlight here, the cheekbone. There's all sorts of stuff we can do with it. Like if I want to come in and up with the stencil back, because it's got to block it, I can come in here and hit the bottom of that. Like that. See how that just gave it that lift? We know it kind of comes around like this, so... See that? It just gave it that lift that it needed. And same with here. We can come up here. That's why shields are so powerful, because you can just get into things. And that's why I made these small ones, to really be able to do that. And I got a little blemish there, no big deal. You can either erase that out. We're going to paint over anyway, but... Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Blue. Always, always appreciated. So the other thing to look at, and it's not in the stencil, because I didn't include every little back detail on the stencil itself, because, you know, technically you'd have like the socket here where your vertebrae goes into. Your nasal passages are under here. You can see it in the reference off to the side here. This guy. That guy. So you can see right below the palette, you can see where the nasal passages go up. Those... I'm just going to put them in freehand. Because I don't put them in every single one I do. So I didn't really put them in the stencil just because half the time the stencil I'm putting like fire and flames and smoke and everything. So I left this pretty vague here, so you can kind of do whatever you want with it. So I'm just setting those up.
Oh my, wow. Apparently it's only 39 degrees in Houston, Texas. That's cold for Houston.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was 73.
Yeah, you guys don't have the blood for it.
No. You don't get that weird snowstorm thing that happened last year.
Yeah, they don't need that.
That was a mess.
Yeah, they don't know how to handle snow.
No.
I'm just taking my time here, really kind of working on that palette now. And this, I'm going to black out a lot of this because, like I said, I want the glass to really show up off of it. shade that. See, I'm already starting to get that radius. And then we're going to definitely do some shadowing. Yeah, let's get this black into here. But before that, we'll add some texture in here. Gerald Mendez's Texture Effects 3. These guys have so much going on. Just really makes a cool, very cool look. I'm actually going to do a lot of the texture now, even with the white, because I want to get it in now. I don't like putting texture too late in the game. When it's too late in the game, then it looks forced. I want to integrate it with the piece. So you try to get the texture in a little on the earlier side. For me, the piece comes out a lot better. I saw Mr. Costello up on Facebook. How's it going, man? You guys are on Facebook. If you want to see the good high-def feed, click that link. You'll be brought over to the Airbrush Down and Dirty Tricks YouTube channel, and that's where all the good stuff is. And I saved this one for last, honestly, because this, is one of my favorite ones out of the set. So, save the best for last. That's why I wanted to do this one last. And then I was originally going to do like metal rips and tears, and then you guys all wanted the broken glass. So, and I haven't done one of those. So, I would definitely do a broken glass tutorial, like a formal one, on like the whole process of like a larger area. Just because there's a couple ways to do it. So I'm going to do it with this approach with using the stencils, and then there's a way to do paper cut where you could actually like cut your own stencils and go from there. Okay. Good. Before I do too much detail here, I want to get some white texture in here. Okay, so for the white texture, I have two different whites I mixed up. One is opaque white, which is a Wicked Illustration Opaque with a little reducer. And the other one is Illustration White that I've added a little reducer in 4004, so it's more of a shader. So I'm going to take these small areas with this bright white and really just see that how that little bit of texture just really adds to it. And it helps get rid of that oversaturated kind of eyebrow, which I didn't want too much. And just go in and just get this texture in now. That way it's there, it's established. And because you can't put all this stuff in after you've done all the detail. If you do that, it's just going to be way overdone. But I can do it now and just add all this in here, all these goodies. See that? It just really looks cool. And it's not overdone. So this is the time to do it. Cool. I like that. So that's the heavy white. This is a thin white, which is in my Takumi. And this doesn't show up as much. It's much more subtle. But it'll still do its job. See that? Just a little bit. Kelly, what is the code again, please?
It's still up there.
So it's posted up the top, but if you're not seeing it, if you go to McKayFineArt.com, it's at checkout, it's D and symbol DT live is a discount code. Now you get 30% off everything in the store. Mikey Russo, how's it going, sir? Mikey's over on the Facebook side. Mikey, you want to see the good stuff, go over to the YouTube channel, click that link, and you'll get to the high-def feed with all the multi-camera angles and good stuff. So see now, it's really hard to see in the photo. I mean, in this at that angle. Let me go Let me go to this one. I'm going to zoom in a little more. Yeah, see how that looks? You know, it looks kind of trashy right now, but this is all going to get pushed back in the background. So this is the time that you can make it look like this. Because I can go and kind of soft blend that and add some freehand texture to it. You can brighten up some areas and just blend out that texture. Because I'm going to go back in with the shader black and really blend all this out. But I like to work in this middle ground as much as possible. You know, to kind of set the tone for everything. When you set the tone for everything here, it's much easier to control the painting. Like I can come up here and do this septum now. If I do it too late in the game, it's going to be really stark bright. But I can set it up there ahead of time. And I can soften up some of them edges. So I said, work in this middle ground for as long as possible before you go into those final. Your pieces will be much better for it. Yes, you can comment on YouTube. If you just have a Gmail or YouTube login, you can comment over there. And those I can see in front of me. I don't see the ones on Facebook as easy with what I got. But everyone's commenting over there, Jeff. You can too. If you have a Gmail account or YouTube account to watch videos, you can comment. So what I'm doing now is just kind of going in, doing those soft highlights.
That sounded like a phone.
Oh, it was.
Oh, it was a phone notification?
Yeah.
I thought it was you accidentally.
Someone just went on my store and bought something. Whoever just did that, thank you very much. London Pen Company, how's it going, sir?
Was it Steve Leahy?
Was it Steve Leahy buying everything in the store? I don't think it was. But thank you very much for the purchase. And I thought I had Do Not Disturb on. And I'm not sure which device that audio came in on.
It was from your phone. I saw the thing come down.
Huh. Yeah. Weird, because...
Are you currently on Do Not Disturb?
Yeah. That must push through the notifications, so sorry about that.
Michelle said I thought it was a microwave.
It does sound like a microwave. Ding! That was money. That was the sound of cha-ching. That's someone buying something. Thank you very much. There's another one.
It's like kind of annoying, but like...
Yeah, I can't do anything about it now.
Can't complain too much.
You already have all the downloads. Oh, there's more coming, Mr. Voss. Just said, like, right now I'm doing all these core highlights, just like I was doing some of the shadows, but I'm going to establish some of this stuff now. See, because I did those earlier things, just these little soft pillow strokes here, soft dagger strokes will really bring out the teeth and the sockets. We can highlight each tooth. But this isn't the final. This is kind of the mid-tone highlight. I can go in the brighters at the end, because remember we're going to darken a lot of this down. See, everything's getting nice and soft, less stenciled. By the time it's done, just like the rest of it, it won't look stenciled. You won't get people, oh, I use the stencil. It's cheating. Yeah.
Not if you make it yourself.
It's not cheating if you use them anyway. I've always laughed that when an airbrush artist uses stencils, it's somehow a bad thing and a big deal. When a tattoo artist uses a stencil, it's totally normal. Because you want them to set it up the right way.
Because it's permanent on your skin.
It's permanent on your skin. Same thing with airbrushing, you know. Have it done right at the beginning. It's all good. I'm going to bring out this cheekbone. Not cheekbone, but kind of the mouth right here. I'm going to get that bright. Just on the edge, because I want to separate that from the cheek here. So I'm just going to use my pocket pyro and just get in there and hit that. I want to thank everyone who's been doing the bids so far, bidding on the pieces. I think we're at 300 still.
For Chaotic Concept Airbrush Studio.
So thank you for that. That's for the main panel itself. We will take bids on the small panel as well.
Yeah, I should get a separate sheet for the small panel. Yeah.
So I'll finish that one up. And yeah, that's going to be the same scale as this one. And I'll make sure it's all finished up like the other one. So, yeah, we'll set this one up. Or someone can, you can bid on this in Super Chat if you want.
No, you shouldn't put it on Super Chat.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't do refunds.
Because then you can't do refunds. Don't do that. Don't Super Chat.
If you want to Super Chat, do it, but don't do it.
Super Chat's definitely helped me out a lot. And Honey has been by far the best at taking care of me. Consistent. And it's very much appreciated. So to give you guys an example, I started prepping this. I did some of it yesterday, and pretty much I've spent the entire day on this feed.
Yes.
Between the new lighting and some video stuff and test panels and prepping, and I want to make sure this thing was perfect. Which is going to make the future feeds even better. So by doing this one nice, it's going to make the other ones even better.
We got 325.
London Pen at 325. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Like I said, for those who are just coming in,
it's 325.
We're at 325 now, and that's for the whole panel. That's
small
all
panel.
6 lessons.
Gary's on the small panel for 100.
Gary's on the small panel for 100. Thank you, sir.
So make a distinction when it is the small panel.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. So
you don't need to do a distinction for the big panel, but definitely do one for the small panel.
If it's small panel bid, keep that. Make sure that's in. So big panels at 325, small panels at $100. Get all this tone built in. I don't like his tone. It's all wrong. Okay, so let's grab. There is the. I need the negative part of the stencil, the other half. So let me talk about this really quick. Okay. You have most of the stuff for the detail here, but what a lot of people don't realize, especially if you throw the packaging out, there's a lot of other little details in here to shade. So if you look real close up here, the tops of the eyes are right here. That's the the left socket, and the right on this side. So if you want to come in and just highlight the edge, you can sharpen it out if you want it sharpened. Same thing with here. You get this side, and here's the nose. So here's the upper nose bridge right there. So I want to come up off this, and I want to do a nice bright highlight right off the top of that nose and walk. What that's going to do is going to pop that nose out. Okay, that nose starts to lift forward. And then if you want to do the bottom, you rotate around like this. And all the stencils have these pieces for each skull. If you want to come down off the side, look, I can brighten up just this side and just this side underneath. Okay, and that just separates and gives you some more delineation. You got that part here, and then I think I have, what else do I have? Is it that? Yep, right here. So if I want to do up here, the cheekbone, see that lines up right there as well. And there's all sorts of goodies like that around this piece, okay?
Would you do the same thing with texture when painting gold?
So, yeah, I would. So when I paint, if I want to, so am I painting on gold, like gold leaf, or painting like something to look golden? So if I'm painting something to look golden, I would never use pure white. I would definitely stay in like a yellowish cream color for my brightest. Maybe pure white for like the final highlight, but I wouldn't use pure white at all. In texture, I'd be using different shades of browns, like brown candies and root beers would definitely be the way to go.
Maybe little bits of like maroon in like certain areas.
Yeah,
Also depends on the lighting too.
Yeah.
Like if you want warmer lighting.
Yeah, if you're painting something to look like it's gold, it's really in the lighting response and shading. Just keep that in mind. So then just do this texture. A lot of the Skullz looks like it's going to be blacked out, so I'm not going too nested here. A lot of that's not going to be there either. This is just all stuff. I'm looking at one photo reference versus like another one, so. So you look at the bottom of the skull here, you'll see you got all this stuff going on here. I'm not doing all of it. I'm not. But you don't have to because there's going to be so much. Like, you got like bone here, socket. So we can put a little bit of this stuff in here. But for the most part, I'm blacking this out. So I'm going to fade this back into black. Because I don't want to go full coverage because I want to have the glass put a little drop shadow on it, but I just want to really push the dark on it. Marshall, see what's going on, man. Thank you for popping in. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with what's going on here. I'm going to get up here to the like the side, the temple, so move into the eyes, and then we'll start getting into the blah blah blah. What am I trying to say here?
Glass?
Into the glass, yes. Because I know a lot of people are dying to see that. And how I'm going to be doing the glass is, you guys, if anyone's following along, I'm not sure if anyone is right now. We're going to be using a mix of the broken glass edge or the shattered edge of the Say Ah stencil. We're going to use a little bit of that. But for the most part, we're going to use Shatter, which Shatter is from the Pocket Graphics series. And this is why I included the other piece, the positive, that the stencils popped out of, because we need both. Okay, that's the benefit to the way the Pocket Graphics came this time. Comes with the set. Jeff on Facebook, you should be able to comment. Maybe there's a setting on your phone the way you have it set up, but you should be able to swipe over and comment. Lots of people do it. So, but yeah. So positive, negative of the pack of Skullz is right there. But you can always comment on the Facebook side and view it on the YouTube side where it's actually really better quality.
That's a good strategy too, yeah.
Yep.
Because I have the comments on Facebook open too.
Okay, so let's get into the side of the skull here, the temple. It's really dark and shadowed right in here, and then it softly comes around. Very, very soft. A lot of times we do it like extra. We do like kind of a crazy amount. But it blends out. Very soft. And if you want, you can take the skull, you can actually put it back. If you want to get like a really sharp kind of delineation, I did this in the last one. You could take it out and kind of lift up, and just kind of lift up on this edge like that. And just spray in here. And that'll get you like a nice soft, hard edge. Do a little crack there. Like I said, if you're not comfortable, take a shield like Pocket Graphics shield or anything you have. There's Art Tools has a ton of them. Make your own. Organic curves, probably the most useful. But see how just by shadowing that, it really gives it that lift. Robot koi fish. That is definitely a possibility at some point. Not for a live feed. I've done it. I have a steampunk one I did that hangs in my house that was done for a gallery years back. Actually hangs in my dining room. That is mechanical koi. Kind of like a, an ode to Soriyama's type of work. I'm going to put some cracks in here now before I get too deep in. See that? And this is going to help kind of really make the skull look really detailed. Cool, cool, cool. Send me a picture, please. Okay. Yeah, that one's actually on canvas, not on metal. I gotta do a canvas feed one night too.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, canvas feed would be cool. Alright, so I'm not gonna move into the eye. So when I did that white, notice how I got rid of that harsh edge, but I softened it. So you got that kind of twist in the bone, but it's not that hard line from the stencil. And come around the eye, but not crazy about it. You don't want to go too dark. Really, it's only dark kind of in here. In here's more kind of some shadow lines. I'm going to soften this up here. It's a little too dark up on the brow. So I'm just going to take the white. I'll add a little texture. Before I do that. Yeah, the Pocket Graphics come in really, really handy. They should be. We had a little stock issue prior to Christmas in like November, but I think that's all been. I think that's all been squared away now. The whole shipping container stuff. We actually had one that it was stuck in the shipping container for weeks, but they're all back in. So definitely go over to Coast Airbrush Maple. You can find them.
There's a bot, and Jesus said hello to it, and this response was, "Bots have feelings, folks. Be nice."
There's a bot?
Yeah. It just said vor.ngo, and Carl Becker just repeated it and said, "I was thinking that."
Okay. So if there is a bot posted, Kayla, you can just you can block that out and get rid of it. Yeah. Whatever.
I think it's a bot. I hope it's a bot.
Yeah. If you're not a bot, you got about 5 seconds to respond before we right-click and block you. Yeah, Coast Airbrush Marshall would be your best bet to get them. And your best pricing, because I forget who it was. Was it Nameless Subscriber? Someone was saying they paid like $35 for Pocket Graphics, and that's ridiculous. It was on Amazon. Pocket Graphics go for $18.95 at full retail, and might go for maybe $1 more depending where it is. They go for a little bit more in Canada, obviously, just because it's exchange. But yeah, they were charged like $25 or $28 on Amazon plus shipping if you didn't have Prime. It was kind of ridiculous. And the other thing you can see at Coast Airbrush, we got the Airbrush Rendezvous coming up. Airbrush Rendezvous is coming up. I want to say it is in the first week of May. But Kaylee can post a link up to that. Hey, Dave, I was just talking about you. We're just talking about the rendezvous dates. Dave's over on Facebook side. Kaylee will post up the link on both sides, airbrushrendevouz.com. We'll post airbrush/rendezvous. The dates aren't fully posted yet, but it's coming up.
Art Circus? Oh, no.
Not the Art Circus. Okay, you can put up the...
yeah, I almost did the wrong one.
Yeah, so the Art Circus has been moved. So the Art Circus that was happening, we'll talk about that as well in a little bit. But the rendezvous is going to be at Coast in May. I want to say... Rendezvous. Yeah.
Okay.
Dave will have more information on that soon. Yeah, so that's the link for the rendezvous. And for those who were coming to the Baton Rouge Airbrush Art Circus, that has been moved. COVID, everything else has been just issues. So we had to postpone it. So I believe the dates are going to be in June. I'm not sure if it's fully official yet. So just you can go on the Airbrush Art Circus. Marsha, sorry about that. Yeah, just February in Baton Rouge just wasn't going to happen. Cool. June 12th for the circus, yeah. You know, it's definitely tough, and it's tough for us because we got to rearrange our schedule so much as well, in flights and everything like that. This is my role, and this is what I've been doing because we've had to cancel other travel that wasn't revolved around teaching. It was some vacation stuff. I won't book a flight right now. I'll pay more for the flight to make sure it's refundable or changeable without fees. I know they're getting a little more expensive to do that, but with the risk of things being canceled and changed for sometimes no reason at all, either do that or get the travel insurance. You know, don't just fly by the seat of your pants, really, because there's just too much we don't have control over these days. Just slowly work those eyes. And notice there's detail inside those eyes. They're not just a big hole. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So look at the lighting when it goes inside. Let me get one of these skulls. You can see a little bit better. See in there, so that detail? There's all stuff going on in there. It's not just a big hole. So it's always good to add a little bit of texture in here and kind of blend that out. And see, as I just work it, it's just coming together. You know, I could have rammed through this really quick and did a cool skull in 20 minutes. I really wanted to do a lot of detail in this one and really kind of explain everything, since this is the last one of this series. And then the glasses don't actually take very long. Hey Zeus, thanks for popping in. Really appreciate it. So, I do have ventilation. There's nothing on right now. I am spraying the most minimal amount of paint possible. Almost nothing's getting atomized in the air. It's going on the surface, so I need to be able to talk, so I can't have the fans on when I do this. And I'm using water-based paint. If I was using House of Color, I'd be definitely wearing a mask even for this little amount of painting. Or have the full ventilation on, but I wouldn't be doing that in here. This studio in here is not for solvent. Cool, I got that eye. I'm gonna do the crack coming off the eye here, that little, let me get that little kind of bone hole right there. And we'll do crack. A nice little bit. And then we core shadow right underneath there, like that. And that gives that nice radius to the bone. And we are still taking bids on this. What are we at? 3 1/4, Kaylee?
Yeah, 325.
Yeah, 325 is bid. Reserve is not met yet. Remember, this is 6 how-tos, 6 skulls, 11 hours of video. And when I get to, I have 2 amounts that I have 2 reserves in my head. One is for the panel itself. The other is for the panel with the templates I use. I don't include those. So those are $70 by themselves. And if you're not going to use the templates, you want to frame them with the piece or something, I can sign the templates and you can put together a cool kind of shadow box thing. Because if I keep it, if I don't sell it tonight, it won't go back up for auction ever. I'll keep it and I'll probably frame it with these stencils and do something like that with it, I think will be the plan. Okay, I'm going to shadow under this cheekbone right here. I'm going to get this. And again, I want to thank Honey for the super chat. She's taking care of me there. It's like a tip jar for like a piano player at a bar. Just little bits helps. It takes care of me for doing this stuff and keeps me coming back for more. Like I said earlier, I've spent, I probably got about 6 hours, 7 hours into setting up this tonight for you guys. And I know you guys appreciate it. That's why I do it. I enjoy doing it. And I think that is the poll still going?
Yes.
How are we getting on that? How's that poll doing?
Marvel and Star Wars is still winning.
Marvel and Star Wars and the poll for next week is still winning, huh? I'll put the skull back on. I want to darken up. Really, I want to sharpen up around the outer. Really punch this out. And just get that nice and crisp. That helps a lot. And that's pretty much the skull itself right now. Aside from some highlighting, that's probably 80% there. And now we can start setting up for the glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really want to black this out here and really push the back of the skull. I want to thank everyone who went to the store already and did some purchasing. That deal, that discount will go till Sunday. 6 skull, 6 skull, 6. Yeah. That's gonna bring my stuttering problem back. Thanks, Carl. But yeah, the discount on the 30% off the store will go till Sunday. This Sunday, which is, today is the 20th. So this Sunday will be what?
23rd.
The 23rd. So go to the 23rd, 2022. So someone watching this video a year from now, that discount does not apply. Just going through, getting that. That like that. Cool. Let's see how that looks in relation to the rest of the panels here. Sometimes you take this off, it gives everything a whole new look. Remember guys, this is what you're bidding on. All 6 pieces. All 6 skulls.
And the small panel, so the big panel is at $325, the small panel is at $100.
Yep, big panel is at $325. The small guy, the single one, which I'm going to do more detail with, is at $100. What's the discount code and where? Gary, so it's at the top, it's pinned to chat.
And DT Live.
So if you go to McKayFineArt.com and use the letter D and symbol DT Live on checkout, all digital downloads are 30% off until Sunday. Cool, let's bring that back in. Yeah, it's funny, this gets, the top down cam, because there's not enough white, it gets pretty dark. Let me see if I can zoom out, and that might bring some more light into the frame. This one's definitely having trouble getting bright. As bright as that one's getting, but it's going to get really good for the glass. So we got a good transition going here. The skull's about 90% there. Let's get into the broken glass, what everyone wanted. Everyone wanted the broken glass. All right. So before we get into final details, I'll go back in. I'm going to final highlight this at the end, like I usually do. Before we get to the glass, cheers. Okay. So like I said, with Pocket Graphics, when you bought the set, it has a whole outer, and the outer is meant for a 7th template. So if you cut it out, you can cut pieces. I have the negative of the shatter, okay? Because if I do positive, the positive is great for doing cracks in like granite and stuff, which is what we did in this panel up here. We did the broken on the granite, and that's where this comes in handy for this if you're spraying dark. When you're spraying light, you need the other side of it. So that's what this is for. If you didn't want to do this, if you ever get paid to look, you don't have, it doesn't have to be paid tonight. If you want to, whoever wants to bid, it doesn't have to be paid. An hour after. It just has to be committed to.
Yeah, you just have to commit to actually paying for it.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Missed a bunch. Yeah, I'll be clear coating it when it's done. And whoever the winner is can get you can choose whether you want it high gloss or satin. Satin's easier to see certain details, but gloss is gloss. But winner can do that pick. So like I said, so you got the positive and negative of the shatter. Okay. So I'm going to find some pieces, and it's really simple. I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to have it like shatter from here and then a few little pieces and just have it go behind the skull. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with like this guy here. I'm just going to hit it soft, and I'm going to follow those cracks back a little bit. Thank you very much, whoever just did that on McKay Fine Art. So I'm going to hit those and see. That's here. Now I'm not saturating it. It's transparent, so I'm just doing little bits. Thank you, Michael. Little bits at a time. And now I'm going to do this one here. What do I want to do? Well, like this here. that. Now I gotta get that sharper. Get that really sharp here. Oh, this one. Where did I go? Where is it? There it is. Line it back up. See that? Just little bits. And that you can still see through it. And then what we'll do, now watch this, before I get too much, that's that. Now if I want to do the leading edge, now this is where I can bring this in. Okay, I can bring the positive. I can find where that lines up. It lines up right here like this. Okay, so that would cover it. Now if I want a drop shadow, this would be a time I could do a little drop shadow. I can do it after, but watch. So I can do this, and I can sharpen that edge and kind of let it drop shadow a little bit. Okay, see that made it even sharper. I can mist a little of the candy over it. Darkens it a little bit. This is going to be the coolest one of the whole bunch, for sure. So now watch this. I want to do that glass edge so it looks like it's got a secondary edge. So you're just going to take it like this. Okay. Now watch. I'm just going to shift it down. Just expose that edge a little bit, like that. Okay. I'm kind of just moving it back, but I'm not moving it down straight because then I'll get like a split fork up here. I'm kind of sliding it down along its leading edge, or its bottom edge. Now watch. I'm just going to hit, I'm painting on the stencil a couple times. And it's going to create a double edge. See that very faint double edge? I can kind of get a little bit more. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate that. Yeah, the glass is fun, man, to do. See that? That little edge. Okay, and then I'm going to go enhance these after. So let's do another one. Let's do something like I want this one to like go in like that direction off this one. Like here. And I'm just going to streak with it. And fade and streak and fade. This will be a little bit more scattery looking. Now if you want to keep it really tight, you could hold it in place. I could put this one in like this and kind of move it and have it just off a little bit. And hit those. See that? That looks really cool by actually doing both. I'm going to just go out here. I'm going to do just a little loose guy flying out here. I'm going to go one side like this. I'm going to flip this around and just kind of hit the other side. Just a little piece. See that? Super small, just little bits. Little bits. Let's do a couple out here. Front to back. So yeah, little pieces. We can go in freehand and just do little flying trails. So we're going to go back in and shade this. I can just use a business card too. I can come here like this, and I can find this leading edge. I'm just going to go bring that right down. See that? I'm going to bring this one and make this a little brighter on that edge. Now double it up on this edge. And see, you get that nice edge right there. Slowly work it through. Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate it. And like you can go online and find good pictures of real broken glass and like study that and work off that as well. This I want to show you what you could do with pocket graphics by itself. You know, you already have it. It's already there at your fingertips. But paper cutting is a great technique for this. And we'll do some brush work and things like that. Kaylee, what's the bid at?
350, I believe. No, 375.
375. Okay. Cool. little shatter off this side here. Little bits. Now we're gonna do one coming way up this way. So let's see if we can work off the big skull one here, like this. I'm gonna go here. I'm just not gonna do these lines because those would be the other way. So we're gonna be careful. Bring that around, and then we're going to bring this guy around here. What do I want? Let's get this guy here like this. Little bits. A few guys coming up from behind. Cool. Now I'm going to come here. Now we can come into here. Now there's some inner breaks, so you can take these guys, hit those. I think we need one out here. Scott, I've seen you use yellow, green, and blue mask. What is the difference between those? Okay, so those are all the FBS line of plotter masks, because they all have their own purpose. Yellow is their gold. That's the paper type mask. Super, super thin. It's actually made of the same material as the KUTG Gold tape. It's the thinnest on the market. It doesn't have much stretchability, but it does close 100%, so if you get some wrinkles, it'll be fine. Paint won't leak through it. I find for larger areas that you want to have softer edges too. Like for some reason, because it's paper type, it's a sharp edge, but it's not laser sharp. So it actually yields itself to a nicer, softer look. Plus, it doesn't have this massive edge to deal with like most other masks on the market. The blue mask is almost as thin, way pliable. So you can actually put that stuff. You can wrap that stuff on a ball. And again, super thin, stays in its place, and you can put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, reposition it a bunch of times, and that's the benefit to the blue. That's the one I use the most of. I use the blue probably most of all, and then the green is really the same as the blue. It's a little less tacky than the blue, and it's fully transparent. You can see through it. So that's the main differences between them. I'm going to just tape that stencil into place. I want to really get this edge defined, and I'm going to use the heavy white so I can really oops, got it stuck in there. I'm just going to kind of streak that a little bit so the glass has a little bit of a funky edge going on there. See what that does? Just really just adds to it. Cool, cool, cool. So now I'll start going in. We'll do some freehand streaking. And just do a little edge, like make it a couple cracks. Because it doesn't have to be, they're not going to be all super square. Yeah, we can have a little jagged edge to it, like it's kind of chipped. You're welcome, Eric. The Cricut's kind of tough for the you got to play with the settings quite a bit because it's super thin. Like, start with the lowest possible setting for the blade pressure, and then work it around from there. Depending on the generation of Cricut, some of them get a little cumbersome trying to cut the gold because it's so thin. Cool, I'm digging the glass. You know, we're going to make it all the way up here so it looks like it's basically coming out of a hole. So then, I need to get some delineation. I want to get it brighter off of this. So this is when I'll come in here, and now we'll use the other side. And we'll black that out and really sharpen that. Go back from where we started here. Hit that. And really get that broken up. And then just keep working your way around. We're at 9:30, hour and a half in. Thank everyone for bidding. Reserve is not met yet, but sometimes I lose it. Like, where is the one? Nope. Nope. Aha! There you go. Awesome. KO Airbrush, and have a good one, man. Chaotic. Reserve is off. I will let it go for that. The pano itself. With the stencils, not quite there yet. Chaotic Concepts, where are you out of? 'Cause I'm not familiar with whose studio that is, so I'm not sure your name, if I know you or not. Jeff is here. How's it going, man? So we have to purchase new pocket graphics. Well, yeah, because the other ones are 15 years old, and they didn't have shatter, and for the other ones, this set's all new. Nothing's duplicated from the original set. They're all slightly different, and 3 new ones, so, yep. After 15 years, yeah, it's okay to have a new set to come out that you may have to purchase to get the other end. And back then, that stencil set was even less money. I think it was $13.
Colorado.
Cool, man. Thank you, Todd. Much appreciated. So right now, you are the high bidder and will be the owner of the panel itself. And we have Gary is at $100 on the small panel, the mini panel.
Oh boy.
Gary's going to run out of space eventually. So let me do this. I haven't brought in the candy yet. This is the candy black. The candy black has that bluish tint. It's actually going to work really well for the glass. So watch this. It's going to just push it back a little bit more and get that glazy kind of look to it. Then I'm going to do some brush work and make this thing really cool. Let's get some highlighting going on here and brighten this guy up. So a couple passes. See that how that just works really, really well there. You know, if you like the way it looks here, I can tell you in person it's way more dynamic. You still have a small part available for that one, yeah. You know, I want to make this white a little bit more opaque. Hold, please. We'll get the cap off. Don't want to spill. So how do we bid? You just put it in the chat for everyone to see. That way everything's up in front.
Yeah, the way you bid, you just put in a price in the chat. Has to be USD.
US dollars. Yes, we're not doing that. We did that once. That got confusing. Yeah, we're cheap. Bidding is in US dollars. And we have two going right now. One for the big panel, that's at 400, and that reserve is off. And the small panel is at 100, that reserve is off. So you can just delineate if it's the big panel or the small. Yeah, that's the original set. Yep, the original set had the bubbles in it. It had a different tear, different pyro. Didn't have the floral. Didn't have the shattered glass. It had the bullet hole one. So it's quite a bit of differences. It had bullet casings. That was the original old school pocket graphics. Are you still doing prints? Yeah, I'm going to do prints of this as well. I'm going to make prints for the store. These will be downloadable. This will be not downloadable. They'll be purchasable prints. So whoever wins the painting, you get the painting. I, like any other artist, I retain rights of reproduction. And I will do limited edition prints of this.
I was going to ask what PSI you using.
I'm right around 25, 30 right now. I go up and down depending on the brush. The Micron doesn't need as much. When I use my eclipses, I'm up about 40. Yeah, like I said, the way that in the bidding is, that's for the painting itself. Within the continental U.S., shipping is free. Regular ground is free. Outside of the U.S., it is you know, the bid price plus whatever shipping is going to be. Just start bringing out all these little pieces. So remember, this is about 11 hours of instruction. It is 6 individual paintings on one panel. We're at 9:37, huh? Getting close to the end now. Now we're just going to hit these little details for the skulls, I mean for the glass. You know, mix of template and freehand will do some just broken bits and give us some motion. Thanks, Steve. And for those who first time bid, you know, if you do win it, you can touch base after. You can message me over on Facebook, and we can set up a PayPal and things like that. Like I said, if you need a few days, just let me know. We can work that out too. It's going to take me a few days. It's going to take me at least sometime next week, week after, to get it cleared, polished. I'm going to photograph it, get it set for prints. So it's going to take a few weeks to get it before it's going to ship out anyway. What do the prints cost? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. That just kind of came up, so we're going to have to figure that out. I'll probably offer a couple different types. I'll probably order, do a metal type of print and just a regular paper type print. We'll see where they come out. They'll probably be in line with the other prints on my store right now. I usually, like, when I'm done with the feet, I usually put another, like, hour or so into the painting, doing little bits. Gary can attest to that. Gary's bought enough of them. See, just those little bits. So you have to have deep pockets to win a bid. Well, for 11 and a half, 12-hour painting, original, it ain't gonna go for $100. It's cheaper than what it would be if I was painting on a bike for you.
Yeah.
So definitely in a deep pocket thing, Jeff. Yeah, and a 2-hour live feed definitely ain't 2 hours of work. So I think I got about 6 or 8 into this one. And you just keep going around. You brighten up things, darken up other areas, and you really start to get that shattered, broken glass feel.
450.
Thank you, Warlock. Much appreciated. I'm not sure if I think Warlock bid once already. I could be wrong.
Were they asked if this is where you bid?
Oh, maybe that was it. Thank you, much appreciated, man. Yeah, that's a good bid. That is a fair price for the panel. Now, cameras don't pick up everything. I'm going to look into some new lenses eventually. And if you watch this back in the replay, you know, it'll be even higher def, because when it redoes itself, not live, it'll actually increase. All right, here, let's do a little bit of brush work on this. Went to bit of, the night before Christmas, but got pulled down. Yeah, we can talk about commissioning one, man. That's totally cool. I'm down for that. That was a fun piece. I hate to see that one go, but I love who it's going to, so that makes it worth it. All right, let's do a little bit of brushwork, because brushwork always just, especially stuff like this, it just really adds to it. And just using the same thin paint. Yeah, 11 hours of work at $4.50 is a steal. There's more than that in work, but that's in video time, so yep. We're almost to where the stencils will be included with it. The reserve is off for the template for the panel itself. I will include the templates if we hit my target. Absolutely, honey. It will be. And this process will be the same way I do it on a bike. Be a little bit bigger. I'd be going from photo reference, some broken glass, and then like cutting that up and enlarging it and doing things like that. But the process would be the same. Like I said, whoever wins this one will get to choose the final finish type, whether it's gloss or satin. And this one is at what, $4.75 or $4.50, Kaylee?
$4.50.
So this one's $4.50, the small one.
Oh, the small one's $100.
The small one is at $100. is this guy here. So this is not fully finished, but I will go back in and do a little bit on this single panel. That's at $100. Right now it's to Gary. But even look at that. So this little bit, it's not quite done. So if I go through and start doing just a little bit of brush work, see how the glass just starts to come together. Then I'll go back in and soften that stuff up. And I'll make this one cool as well. And I know Gary will want that glossed if Gary gets it. So let's go in, we'll start doing some highlighting inside the nose itself. Let's do this. I think it's time to unveil the whole panel. And we'll start detailing up a lot of little pieces on it. So this is what you're bidding on. Let's see if we can zoom out on this whole thing. All 6 pieces. You got the top 3, which was done using the gray base. And then the bottom ones, I use the same gray base for the skulls, but blacked everything out. And I think it's a cool contrasting panel when you get it. And I will go through, and I'm going to go back through. I'm going to go back through now. You know, we'll highlight, you know, we'll start putting some stuff up on this one here. And just going through and making it a little bit more dynamic on all of it. A little bit of textures. A little extra love to round out the whole panel, which will make it really cool overall. Let's get back to the what we came for tonight. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you're into painting skulls, this will be a killer reference to have around your studio. Hi from Lucas. Be cool in a hair salon. So what we could do, like Michelle, like we could just candy pink this whole thing right over the top of everything when it's done. That'd be bitchin'. Start darkening up these. I was, oh, you were botting? Thanks, bud. Steve. Oh yeah, this thing with pink candy on it would look awesome. Any color candy for that matter. Oh, Keith Hansen. So we can go back in. Like say, I go back up to this one up here. I'm gonna make that crack a little bit more dynamic. Look at that. Same stencil. I'll zoom out the other camera so we can get a nice shot of this whole thing. Just do. Yeah, 6 different candies too. Yeah, you could do that. It'd be great actually to do. You could do different candies. You could do a fade, or if I do prints, you know, you could actually candy over the prints and show customers what it looks like. Or use different acetates on top. That's what I do. I get a bunch of gels, like different colored gels I use. When a customer wants to see like what candy would look like, I usually take a panel out that's black and gray over silver artwork and then put the gels over it. That way it kind of shows them, you know, roughly what it's going to look like. Okay, we are down to the last few minutes here. We're going to wrap this thing up. Right now, the final bid is... Michael, I think we're already at 475?
Nope.
Oh, we're not?
Nope.
Michael's at 475. I thought we were. No?
No, we're locked into 450.
Oh, he did. Okay.
And we're now on to 500.
500 reserve is off for the stencils. That's what I was waiting for. So the stencils will be included with this panel. If that changes anyone's mind. So you will get all 6 of these guys. We'll bring this down here. You'll get all 6 of these guys. All 6 stencils.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael. That were only used once on this panel. They were not used on any other job. I can assign them. I can put 1 of 1 on there, whatever you want. Camera's doing something funky here. And then we got the other small panel too, so that's at 100. This little guy here. We'll do a little bit more work on that.
550.
There we go. Now I'm happier. Not that I wasn't happy with the other bids, but you know. 6 skulls on a motorcycle tank for someone that breaks to be base coated would probably be upwards of around 1,000 to 1,200, just to give you a real world idea. And you wouldn't keep the stencils. Not that the customer really wants stencils. Some might. And don't forget about that pole. We got that pole there. That is in regards to the what I'm going to paint next week. Oh, that was my knee. Bam. Ow. That hurt. Just fix this one up here. Sorry for the shaky cam. Yeah, you heard that one? Yeah, that hurt. Alright, let's do this. I can't wait to remove the tape on this. Let's get up here. We'll do some more work here. Just bring that staining down on him. Yeah, Nub is on Facebook 9:30 Tuesdays. Mr. Leahy is Monday nights at 6, I believe. Coast Airbrush is Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock my time, 5 their time. On Thursday. Steve, what's your other time? So Steve does Instagram, and he does various feeds. I gotta start doing some other little ones on different times. I gotta start doing some for our UK friends. Yeah, I used to do it on Facebook, but Facebook wasn't a good platform for all this multicam stuff I was doing. And I wanted mine to be searchable, like you can come back and get those lessons anytime on YouTube. Whereas Facebook is starting to become a problem with, you know, the feeds drop off really fast. You know, the feeds drop off, you don't see them after a week or two, you can't go back to them. You can, but they're hard. YouTube is just a much better platform. Yeah, and I waited for YouTube to get more subscribers because that's when it becomes worth it. Facebook is just not as just the setup. The one on Facebook set up for gamers. It's really good for gamers with microtransactions, things like that, right, Kaylee? I mean, the YouTube is done pretty well for gamers.
YouTube's good for gamers. Most streaming sites, except for like Instagram and like other social media, that's like centered around photos, is good for gamers.
Yeah. Yeah, Instagram I don't do anything live on. I might do some little ones on there.
Instagram lives are too much like TikTok lives.
Yeah,
Instagram.
Like,
you can only do them on your phone or your iPad.
Yeah, Instagram lives are they're very much like TikTok. It's just
you can't monetize them at all either.
No.
I mean, you can technically monetize on TikTok, but it sucks the way you have to monetize, and you have to the viewers have to pay to monetize, like whatsoever. So.
Yeah, I just don't like the setup. YouTube works out the best. Like I said, you can come here next week, and find this video. On Facebook, if I post 30 times, it's gone. You're not going to find it. It's not searchable. On YouTube, it's searchable. Usually we get like 50 to 100 people watching here. The new spider would be cool. Like Jesus, do a new spider one. The Black Widow, I've been thinking about doing another Black Widow because I have the people who have taken my YouTube, not my YouTube, my Art Circus class know we've done 4 different positions of Black Widows. So maybe a new Black Widow video to go along with the old one would be a cool thing to do as well. Okay, we are at 10 o'clock. We are going to wrap this thing up. So, Kaylee, where are we at? Final bids. Let's get this thing wrapped up. We're at $550 for the big panel. That is going to include all 6 templates. So, the winner is going to get all these guys. You'll get every single one. If you want them signed, we'll sign them. We'll put them up there as well. And then, obviously, the one I got right here. With him, you'll get all these templates along with it. I have the packages for it too, so I'll make sure the packages are done and signed, and you can have all that stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. And everyone else, don't worry, we're gonna make prints. A realistic Marvel Black Widow. Yeah, I don't think that's happening for a 2-hour feed. Maybe a continuous feed or a multi-project, that could be really cool. I am going to start planning some multiple session projects, and we're going to start doing some members stuff only. I haven't quite worked with logistics, but between Patreon and this, we're going to set up a membership plan. We can do some actual one-on-one or small group live classes for subscribers only. That is coming this year. So if you're interested in finding more information when I'm ready, message me on that, and we'll when I figure that out, I'll let you know. But that's definitely coming down the pipeline as well. That was my initial intent. with all this was to get live classes up and running on the web. Definitely going to be doing some Adobe Illustrator ones. That is for sure. The tech seems to be what most people have a lot of the issues with. That they have a hard time because there's very limited information out there. Yeah, some people might not want them signed. I don't know. Especially if they're going to reuse. If they're going to use them, I don't think they'd want them signed. But if they're going to put them with the frame, maybe they'd want them signed. I don't know.
I can't tell if that's...
No, Gary's winning the small panel at $100.
I can't tell if that's a joke bot or an actual bot.
Which one's that?
Decker Levy.
Decker Levy. Let's see if he posts a real thing. If not, bump him. Not dealing with bots. That crap. Alright, so we're going to reach the end. I'm actually going to unmask this. So, what are we at?
I believe 550.
So, 550 is the current bid, and that is 550 going once. Make sure we shadow all these guys so we get nice separation. It would really suck at the paint field right now, wouldn't it? I shouldn't have said that. Hopefully I prepped everything right. Cool, shut this off here. This tape has been on here for a long time. This tape has probably been on here for over a year. Yeah, it's a bot. Yeah, get rid of what's hit. Oh, you get it? Good. Thank you. I just don't understand what's happening with that stuff.
It's honestly just there's no purpose for it.
No. Okay.
They just exist.
They just exist. All right. Let's pull this baby. So have nicely. I bought both sets of skull tips from eBay for $118 with tax-free shipping. One set was $54. That's pretty high.
The other 59.
Was that
eBay?
Was that both sets of skull templates?
Well, probably because it was on eBay.
Hmm.
Was it a bidding or was it just a buy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if it was a bidding, that could explain it.
Yeah.
But
I forget what the retail is on it at Coast.
Eric asked where do we message to find out about when the subscriber videos will happen.
I'll put up more information when that gets closer. If you want to go to my Facebook page or Instagram, you can message me there, and I'll note it that people are interested. And then when I get closer, I'll make announcements on it for sure. A nice clean panel. This was the KUTG Gold. So just for example, this was KUTG Gold tape put on probably over a year ago when I started playing on this thing. And there's no glue residue behind. Super sharp lines. I got one little bleed through right here that I'll fix because it's very subtle. And I can just take the eraser and get rid of that little bleed through right there. Let's pull the perimeter. Yeah, the sets are $35 a piece at Coast, new. Unless you bought my first gen ones, which are the older ones done through DeVilbiss. That was actually 4 sets. Because you had a small and you had 2 different sizes. There was a larger set. And this size set really, a little bit smaller. Oops. So we're at 550 going twice on this bad boy.
So currently Warlock has it.
Yeah, currently Warlock is a high bidder at 550, and that's with the stencils. I'm actually sad to see this one go. I like this better than my original one.
You should like make a scan of it before you sell it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna scan this and we'll figure out prints and what this is gonna be. Let's get my pen here and we will get this thing signed. Get it ready.
Warlock already messaged you on Facebook for a reference.
Awesome. All right. The 6-part mini-series of Pack of Skullz is nearing its end. Let's sign this. I thought if I no, I'll put this just here.
Ready to get the magnetic holder it's setting on.
Which magnetic holder? Oh! This. So I just got a piece of angled aluminum, put a magnet on the back, and cut it to size. Boom. Easy peasy. I wanted something a little flusher than this. And I can sit wherever I want. And so we got that MIDI panel here. This is going final bid. If anyone wants to dethrone Gary, put it in now. If not, forever hold your peace. And give you a 5.
Oh, the small one.
4. This is for this other one. 3, 2, 1. Gary, this one's yours at $100. And like I said, we'll add a little detail on this, and we will go high gloss on this one for you, buddy. And if there are no further bids, we will take just in time. 5 howdy, just in time. Did you put up? Jesus. No. Okay. Okay.
I think he's saying what the bid is at.
Yes, the bid is at $550. That is, like I said, going once, going twice. Any takers? If not, this is going to Warlock.
Let's see how do you just.
I'm gonna do it a 5 count.
How do you just step
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warlock, this is sold. This is to you, buddy, with the stencils. Thank you very much for your bids. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm really stoked with the way this came out. Let me try something here. No. There you go. Oh, this way. This way. So, thank you everyone for tuning into all these feeds and watching these week after week. I have a lot more planned for 2022, a lot more coming. I'd love to hear your ideas. Definitely take place in the poll. Share this, subscribe. Right now, I think we're like 25 or 30% of watchers are actually subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit for notifications so when we have stuff coming up, you can get on the board on that. And yeah, like I said, we got a lot more planned. We definitely got a lot more to do. We're definitely going to do whatever we do for next week. And I got a subscription service coming up, and we're going to do some tech. And so definitely hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Subscribe and share this with your friends and tell people about it. And let's make this channel bigger and better, because I just hit 6,000 subscribers yesterday. So we got another 1,000 from last month, which is awesome. Really appreciate it. And I want to hit 10,000 before June. I have a goal. If I hit 10,000 before June, I think we're going to figure a way to do a painting giveaway, an original. There's something really big. When I hit 10,000 subscribers, I got to figure out how to do it. So I'll keep you all posted on that. So make sure you stay tuned. And I want everyone to have an awesome weekend coming up. And thank you, thank you, thank you. See you all next week.